Okay, good morning. I'm going to click record here. All right, here we go. Good morning and welcome to the Honey Tea Podcast. I'm your host, Melissa, where we talk all things the tea with a bit of honey. So, um, today is Saturday, so it's the end of April. We have definitely been getting a lot of rain. It was like a monsoon on the East Coast yesterday, at least where I am. Um, I am not feeling 100%, which I'm kind of pissed off about because I work every weekend and I have off this weekend because I had plans, and here we go. It's kind of like in my ears and my throat. I'm still gonna go, but I'm definitely not feeling 100%. On top of it, I am set up at my workspace and I have the back door open, and so the dog can go in and out. Without a doubt, he is already on my nerves because he just wants to do the WALK all the time. Last nerve. You have to go lay down, dog. So I was fine all day yesterday. I don't know what happened. I was at my second job last night. I do a double every Friday. And at the second job, like halfway through the shift, my throat just started to get really, really sore and kind of like in my nasal passages. So I got some cough drops and I'm having a banana. I took all the vitamins and the zinc and all the things. So it is what it is. I mean, no one ever died from a sore throat. I mean, maybe they did, but I'm not going to die from a sore throat. I have way too much to do. So, I'm recording alone today. He's like walking by giving me the side eye because he knows I'm over it. I'm recording alone today. My little guy is with his dad. And even though I'm not feeling well, I did want to record this one while it's still pretty fresh and kind of fiery. I had a table last night, and at the end, like, they are regulars, they come in all the time, they're great, super fun. And they were joking around when they were writing the tip in, and I used the handhelds with toast. So shout out to all my restaurant workers. um, so on there you can add in the tip. Dude, will you stop, please? Good Lord. I'm being pawed at by a beast. Stop. So he was joking around and he had given me a cash tip. So when it came time to write in the tip, he kind of joked like, "I don't even like you. I'm not going to put a tip." And I just shrugged my shoulders and I was like, "Okay." And his friend, so it's a husband and a wife times two couples. And his friend was like, "Wow, she doesn't even care." And then me being me, I got way too deep, real fast. And I started talking about this book that I read years ago. So this is the book, The Four Agreements. I'm not sure how it's going to show up on the screen. It's by Don Miguel Ruiz. And I read this book years ago. Could stand to read it again. You can see it's not very thick. And for those listening on the Spotify, on the podcast platform, it's only, let's see, how many pages is it? 140 pages, and that includes the preface and the credits and contents and everything, the introduction. So 140 pages is a pretty fast read, but it was a powerful book and it made a big impact on my life. And I've taken a lot of the golden nuggets forward with me. So I started talking to this table about this book and how not to take things personally. So there are four agreements in the book, and that's kind of like the guide that this author gives you um, to help you with your daily life. And what I really liked about the book is it gives these, lofty, don't take anything personally, which sounds really good, but here in the waking world with jobs and marriages and relationships, we can't always just not take things personally. So the book breaks down how to apply this in everyday life in a very practical and accessible way. Um, and what I've learned is, for me personally, over the years, that goes both ways. So I'm just going to focus on the don't take things personally aspect of the book. And I might even read a little bit from it. Um, so if someone gives you an insult, it might be easier to brush that off because it's not necessarily something that you want. So if someone says, "Wow, I hate your hair," um, if you really love your hair and you're solid in your self worth and your confidence and who you are and what you like, then it's easy to be like, you know what, that person's opinion doesn't matter to me, whatever. But it goes both ways. So also, when someone compliments you, you can't take that personally either, because it's putting a lot of weight of what that person thinks into who you are. Um, Now, just to bring it back to the surface for a moment, innately, I believe we all want to be loved and accepted. So that is like a basic human need, no matter what you say. And I think I've said this before in this podcast. The ones who are saying, "I don't need anyone," the most and the loudest are the ones that most likely need it the most. And that is because I was her. So it really does apply to both compliments and insults, because it says everything about the other person and nothing about you. When we are able to see beauty in other people or other things, it is only because we can see it in ourselves. It is a reflection, it is the filter through which we are seeing life. And that's a really important point to bring up, because you always have the ability to change the filter that you're seeing things through. Um, and mm, some people, I can be a lot for some people. And if you hang around me too long, and if you're in a space that you might want to change some things in your life, like, I'm not here to tell people what to do. I'm not in the business of that. Sorry. Um, Sorry. I didn't even think I'm recording. My throat is so sore. I just took a huge bite of a banana. I guess that's the beauty of just audio platform. So, I mean, a girl's got to eat, right? If you hang around me long enough and you're in an unbalanced or imbalanced or unhappy state, I will push you to grow. And it'll happen kind of inadvertently at first, and then sometimes I'll just say it outright. So I can be a lot for some people. It's only because staying in the problem can be so painful, and it's additionally painful to watch. We all have problems, but you do have a choice on how long you stay there. And I think living in the solution is it's so much better. You might have to do a little bit of work, and it can be a little bit uncomfortable, but we are not guaranteed tomorrow. We are not guaranteed tomorrow. Time is a gift, and when you take it for granted, like, "Oh, I'll do it later, I'll do it next year, I'll do it on the new year," like, the new year means nothing. The new year is a calendar that was created by man, the Gregorian calendar that we go by. um, it doesn't even align with the actual, like, rebirth of nature, which is spring. So why wait? Start today. Start on a Tuesday at 2:17. How's that for my type A's? Woo! It's an odd number. Um, but yeah, I mean, making small steps can help change your life. But I'm getting off track. So let's focus. Whenever I get off track, I always just kind of like, let's open a book. Um, so it's a Toltec wisdom book. The Third Agreement, don't make assumptions. And you know what the crazy thing is? I read this book years ago. I heard about it in a meeting, and I was like, wow, I've never heard of that book. I've never read that book. And when I picked it up, I had a newborn at the time, and then my two older children, they were like preteens. We were super busy. So this was very digestible for me, this little teeny book. Hang on, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to process that. And then we're going to go to the main chapter and record. Cool. Okay, so I found this book this go around in Five Below. So it's literally $5. I was blown away that it was available at Five Below. I think the woo woo and the crystals and the spiritual enlightenment and ascension has become mainstream, which I'm not mad at it. You know, if it reaches more people, that's great. I think post COVID, our community globally, I'm not able to easily like access what it is I'm trying to say. Like the entire fucking planet is what I'm trying to say. Needed a reset, and we really needed to tap back into who we are, and that the separation is an illusion. Like we are all connected. You know, think for a second, and I promise I'm gonna read and stop. But think for a second if we all didn't have the skin on our bodies that we have, right? So if when you met, just stick with me on this. So if you meet a person and what you see is their spirit and their experience and what they've been through and their capacity for kindness and their capacity for love, would we treat each other differently? Would we spend less time on judgment of ourselves, of what we have and what we don't have, and judgment of others, of what others have and what they don't have? I'm a woman. I'm vain. I like my hair done. But I'm curious if I would be any different, if I would behave differently if our skin was removed across the board. And when you meet someone, you're really seeing the essence of who they are and the fullest expression of who they are without the external embodiment. So there's that. Okay. The second agreement, don't take anything personally, and this is on page 47. The next three agreements are really born from the first agreement, which is the second agreement is don't take anything personally. Whatever happens, so let's just read the first agreement, is be impeccable with your word. And I'll let you delve into that if you decide to read the book. Be impeccable with your word. And I'm just going to stop there because I'm getting ready to go on another tangent. So second agreement, don't take anything personally. Whatever happens around you, don't take it personally. Using an earlier example, if I see you on the street and I say, hey, you're stupid, without knowing you, it's not about you, it's about me. And for the audio platform, I am reading this out of the book. So these are not my thoughts. This is from the book, The Four Agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz. I'm just putting my spin on it. Then perhaps you believe you are stupid if you take it personally. Maybe you think to yourself, how does he know? Is he clairvoyant? Or can everybody see how stupid I am? So I'm going to skip a few paragraphs. If someone gives you an opinion and says, hey, you look so fat, don't take it personally, because the truth is that this person is dealing with his or own feelings, beliefs, and opinions. That person tried to send poison to you, and if you take it personally, then that poison becomes you. It becomes yours. You take it in. Taking things personally makes you easy prey for these predators and black magicians. They can hook you easily with one little opinion and feed you whatever poison they want. So a lot of narcissists will do this. I've also had a lot of experience with that. It is not important to me what you think about me, and I don't take what you think personally. I don't take it personally when people say, Miguel, you are the best. So here's what I was talking about. And I also don't take it personally when they say, Miguel, you are the worst. I know that when you are happy, you will tell me, Miguel, you are such an angel. But when you are mad at me, you will say, Miguel, you are such a devil. You are so disgusting. So I'm going to stop there because you can read the book. You do not need me to read to you. but I am going to read this. Don't take anything personally, because by taking things personally, you set yourself up to suffer for nothing. Humans are addicted to suffering at different levels and to different degrees, and we support each other in maintaining these addictions. Humans agree to help each other suffer. If you have the need to be abused, you will find it easy to be abused by others. Likewise, if you are with people who need to suffer, something in you makes you abuse them. It is as if they have a note on their back that says, "Please kick me." They are asking for justification for their suffering. Their addiction to suffering is nothing but an agreement that is reinforced every day. So I'm going to stop here. This is all the more reason to do the thing that it is that you want to do, that you are so scared to death that people are going to judge you. See, that fear binds us. That fear prevents us from reaching the fullest expression of ourselves. We are a work in progress. So when you want to, I think I've said this before, like if you want to start a business and make bedazzled cat collars, let's fucking go. But the fear of, whatever your fear is around that, people won't like it. People won't like me. No one will buy it. So those, not extreme, all or nothing statements, like people will never, no one will, these are just blocks. And that's that cycle of suffering that Ruiz is talking about. If you just try something new, try to create something new, and fuck what other people think. And not in an ego, like I'm just going to do whatever I want and be an asshole. Not at all. I have found the more I slip into this creative mode, the more I'm able to better connect with people, which keeps me out of the darkness that is in me. Like, I suffer with mental illness. I suffer from depression, and it's really easy when I isolate myself because I am such a loner. Like, I'm definitely a lone wolf, and I know that about myself. I am not very social. I love just being home. It can be challenging for me to be out and around a lot of people, especially for an extended period of time. And that is a slippery slope for me. So the more I stay in this creative mode, I don't have to expel all of my energy to others, but it does provide an avenue for me to connect with others and feel that creative flow and be in that creative consciousness. And I had to set a lot of potential judgments that I thought other people were going to cast upon me. This podcast is one of them. Once I got to the point where I'm like, it's kind of like, okay, no one's going to watch it or listen to it, but if they do, am I going to die? Is the world going to end? Like, no, it can be really fun. And that's the experience that I'm having now. Like, I pulled the trigger. So now I'm really having a lot of fun and almost childlike. And it's been extremely refreshing. I feel like I'm showing up to my responsibilities and my work. I have a lot of different types of work. In a new way, and I'm bringing new perspective into those aspects of my life, constantly growing and constantly learning. So, wow, 20 minutes goes by fast. So I just want to wrap up with, how do you get through when we internalize other people's opinions of us? And it's really easy to be in a good space and just say to someone else, like, oh, well, just don't take it personally. But that's not realistic. So here's a tool that has helped me. And this would be this would be the honey to the tea, and I'll show it again. It's The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. It's a fast read. It's 140 pages. I don't know if your local Five Below has it, but that's where I found my new copy. I had a copy before, but I am a huge fan of loaning books. It's information, and to hoard information just means you know nothing at all. So I will loan the books, hoping to get them back, but never expecting to. So I don't even know who I loaned that one to, but I hope that it's on their bookshelf getting lots of love, and that it had as big of an impact on them as this book has on me. So there's a quick read for you, and I think I'm going to go walk this doggy. Hi, do you want to be in the podcast? Do you want to come on up? Come on up. Do you want to be in the podcast? Come here. You have to come here. Come. Nope. He's camera shy. Okay, guys. I think I actually might feel a little bit better already, even though I was talking. Just moving some truth and some positive, intentional, consciously aware energy through my throat chakra, through my throat, so we can open and expand our creative side and our communication through speaking. And thank you for listening today, because you have helped me in more ways than I could ever help you. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye.